We have been lied to, ladies. We were told that if we would just hustle and grind and start making tons of money, that we will finally have a rich life experience, a life which we truly enjoy, a life which we can luxuriate in. And as more and more women are discovering, rich is not the same as having a rich life. Let's have that conversation. Hey, my name is Elle Nagy, and if we've not met before, I am a rich life advisor. I work with ambitious women who have mastered the art of achievement and are now craving a life that feels fulfilling and beautiful and pleasureful and, yes, rich. So if that's you, pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, and let's have this conversation, darling. I am seeing more and more how the conditioning of women is being used against them, and especially for Gen X women, because we were raised to be badass. We were raised to hustle, baby. We were raised to look after ourselves, to look after everybody else, to bring home the gold stars, and to do it looking fabulous, because if not, we were somehow dropping the ball. But how I am seeing it now is that as Gen X, we are the crossroads generation, because we get to come to a crossroads in life where we question everything. And I do say question everything, darling, because we are highly intelligent women and we know a lot. But how often do we give ourselves permission to A, question what we know, and B, and this one is going to sting a little bit, be wrong? Because if you are not willing to be wrong in order for you to be happier, this is probably not the channel for you. I had to really become humble. I had to stop caring what other people thought of me as a high achieving woman, as a successful woman, as a coach, as an intelligent woman, as an expert. The word is a crux for us to bear, because as long as I cared about those things and how I appeared, I was not willing to be wrong. And if I was not willing to become wrong, I discovered I could not tap into the truest of joys. Because when we become willing to be wrong, only then can we see things differently, and only then can we see that which we have not seen before. What I was not willing to see before is the conditioning of Gen X women, and how all of that ambition, all of that drive, all of that adrenaline absolutely 100% get us results, but does not result in a rich experience of life. It results in a lot of other things. It results in an impressive life. It results in busyness. It results in a sense of achievement. It results in a tick box of, oh my God, yes, look what I have overcome. And I get to be on my little tomato box about it, and other people get to applaud me for it. But in the quiet moments, those were the moments that I would want to run away from myself. And so I would fill my schedule with money-making activities and iron-making activities and all of the things, so that I can feel like I'm having a full life. But you know where that comes from? Is an emptiness inside, is an awareness that something is not right on the inside. As I started delving into a new way of being, a new way of seeing, I remembered that I am a human and a being, and that the being evolves through the human experience into the next grandest version self and the next grandest version self, only focused on the wanted, only focused on the desires. So the inner self transforms, evolves into the desired, not the what is not the desired, but what is desired. So, if as high achieving women we keep focusing on what needs to be fixed, there is a disconnect between us and our grandest inner selves. And it is this gap that creates a sense of emptiness, which we try and fill with a full life. A fulfilling life is when we reharmonize with our spirit, with our inner self, with our grandest self, and giving ourselves permission to finally experience the life that we have been creating in the energetic field through our life experiences without needing to take more human action. Yes, there's always action that we take because we are participants in our life creation experience. That's why I say we are the artist and the art. And the artist is actively involved in the experience of the creation as well. And then getting the deliciousness of the creative process itself and the result and the product and the art. Like, there's just so many layers to this, darling, that I want you to really start feeling into. Right now, we as women, especially as Gen X women, are feeling a lot of pressure to create wealth, monetary wealth, to become rich, as though that is finally going to make us feel like we've got it, like we are enough, like we have done enough. Then why are so many wealthy women crumbling under all of it? I see it even with my coaching sisters. A lot of seven-figure entrepreneurial coaches are having a miserable time of it. Why? Because they're not having a rich life experience, darling. See, the art of the rich life comes in presence, in depth, in immersion. It's about the richness of the taste of your coffee, the richness of the partnerships in your life, even if it's just a handful of partnerships. It's deep and there's substance, and there is a dance that happens, and you experiencing the dance and the enjoyment of the dance with every individual. It is in the richness of the practice of your craft. It is in the richness in what it is that you bring into the world every day. It is in the richness of nature around you, of a puppy licking your nose, of cuddles with your lover at the end of the day. There is so much richness, but richness requires space. Richness requires time of appreciation. So when we are hyper focused on becoming rich, all we are doing is we are just moving from one thing to the next, trying to spend the least amount of time on any given activity so that we can get to the next activity, so that we can create the outcome. Richness is the complete opposite. It is having way fewer activities in your day and allowing for way more space, way more depth, way more experience of the moment itself, instead of just trying to get something done so that you can move on to the next thing. It's why women, quite frankly, resent majority of the things that they do in this lifetime, because they're doing it to tick a box. Like, I just need to get through this so that I can finally get to do what I want to do. Except by the time that you get to do what you want to do, you're bloody exhausted. And so you're not even enjoying that. Even that just becomes another to do. It's like self-care. That has become the next yoke of women, because now there's so much pressure on us to have all these self-care activities that we have to do in order to prove that we take care of ourselves, instead of just allowing self-care to be a natural expression of the love for self. I was hosting a workshop a couple of weeks ago, and we were going through values. And I asked if anybody had self-love as a value on their form. And not a single woman had self-love. Self-appreciation, yes. self-respect, yes. Self-care, yes. But nothing was coming from love of self. And I'm not talking about self-love as the next jargon that's being thrown around at the moment. No, no, I am talking about true love for self, the love that the being has for the human and that the human has for the being, which is why a huge part of Women Reimagined is spent on that. And what I love is that moment when participants start romancing themselves again from a true place of, oh my God, look at me. I am fascinating and interesting and intelligent and funny and love beautiful things. Like I have all of these incredible qualities that I can start romancing again. That is a rich life. When you start paying attention to the details, that is a rich life. When you pause in front of the detail and really calibrate to it, appreciating it, witnessing it, that is a rich life. None of this comes from rushing to make money. And I'm going to say this to you as well, darling. Money is a frequency. And I know you've heard this a gazillion times before. Frequency. Come on, Al, just tell me how to make the money. But what I witness every single time is as women allow themselves to have a richer life experience, the money comes easily from sources they never even expected. I have created a beautiful scholarship for ladies in my Women Reimagined program because I know there's a lot of women going through a lot of tough things right now, and they really gain from going on this journey with me. Out of the blue, a previous client messaged me and said, how can I contribute to this? I want more women to experience this and to have support whilst experiencing it. So she made a donation that went into the client's contributions towards their investment. And so all of a sudden, the universe not only gave them my contribution to their investment, but additional contribution. This is the rich life. This is where miracles start unfurling. And the richness of the experience for my previous client brought tears to my eyes when she started describing that to me. You see, this is a rich life for all of us to experience. But if we are so busy chasing the outcomes, the results, that we are missing out on the experience, then we are having a very poor experience, regardless of how much money there is in our bank accounts. And maybe for you, in your bank account, you already have multiple 6, 7, 8 figures in your bank account, and you're still craving that rich life experience. And if that is you, darling, let's get on a call. There is a link in the description for the Rich Life Recalibration, which is the entry point of working privately with me with an application form. Fill it out. Let's have that conversation. Let's get you shifted, calibrated to the frequency of a rich life. And maybe you don't have that in your bank account today, and that's okay. You can still start exploring how rich life is by bringing greater attention to the little details of your life. Finding the good things in your life, finding the beauty in your life. And at one stage, I had 0 in my bank account. That's not true. I had minus multiple 5 figures in my bank accounts. And then I would walk out in nature and pause at the daisies and watch them and their beauty. I would go walk on the beach and just immerse myself in the breathtaking calmness that I felt on there. And slowly but surely, I recalibrated to the richness of life, and everything started opening up for me. You can start wherever you are today to experience a rich life. Because if you think that wealth is going to create a rich life experience for you, you are still believing the lie that will always keep you feeling less than. I don't know about you, darling, But I am done with being lied to, and more importantly, I am done believing them. I truly hope that this conversation has touched something in your heart, has opened something inside of you to know your worth and to know that the rich life is available to you right here, right now, today. Share with us in the comment one rich thing in your life, whether it's the rich fragrance of your coffee, the rich notes of the melody that you are listening to, the rich conversation that you have with the next human, whatever it is. Let's all experience richness together. After all, you are the artist and the art. Why not make your life a masterpiece? I will see you next week. Until then, cheers.